Welcome back to EU4 playing as Korea. I'm still in the rebel faction monitoring phase. I've only got two groups left. One in Shinto, which is about to, sorry, in Izumo, which is about to pop. And the other one is up in Yeren, in those conquered lands up there. This one's on 90%, so it should go any month now. I'm going to make sure I keep my troops here though, because I don't want to, whoever the attacker is in this land gets a penalty. So I'm going to make sure I'm here and that they're attacking me. I've got another idea, it's a pretty good time for this one. International nobility. So I'll unlock that. International relations are a tricky business. Some say that the merchant class who are used to dealing with foreigners are best for this. Those who say this ignore the kindred ties that our noble families have established through the years. These ties should be taken advantage of to help our cause diplomatically. So it gives you an extra diplomat to play with, and an extra leader without upkeep, which is good because King just died. But I did have one too many military leaders, but now I don't, so it's irrelevant. However, an extra diplomat who I can use where I see fit. So I might start him building a spy network in Yamana. I really want this rebellion to fire. It's not going to, is it? Another conversion done. What I might do, like last time, I might send my missionary to this province to give it a bit of extra unrest. It might just give it the poke it needs to fire. Lay some claims while I'm waiting patiently. So province Heisen, I'll get a claim on that. And what's up on there? Bungo. I'll take a claim on that. Missionary falls ill. The missionary sent to Izumo hasn't had much luck so far. News have just reached us that he has fallen ill. Any further work on the new church has come to a standstill, and without his guidance the chances of converting the locals are rather slim. I will just direct my efforts elsewhere. I don't really care about the speed of the conversion. It's more the fact that he's there causing unrest. Where was I? Jianshao. Claims I need there. I'll get Bohori along the coastline. And I'll get this on Highlandbu, which is a big province. Who else? Ashikaga. Can I actually claim anything in Ashikaga? I can. Oh, one's down here. Satsuma? Tango? That'll be it for now. Alright, there's a few new claims in. This is still on 90%. That's getting crazy. If I didn't want it to pop, if I was desperate for it not to go, it would pop straight away. I really want these two rebels to get put down. I can lower my army maintenance and make some big money. So I'm almost able to complete that mission. Okay, that's them dealt with. Lastly, is this Yeren uprising. So I'll withdraw that missionary now, since he's not doing anything there. I'll send the missionary to... It's for the same kind of theory. I'll send it to Urkan to prompt these rebellions into action. Urkan's another province where I'm going to get established first. And have them attack you, so then they cop a penalty on attack. I'll get my claim back on Bison. Now, what truces do I have? Jan Shao, 4 years. Yamana, 4. Everyone's 4 or 5 years. It's come around quick. Things starting some wars. This would be a 13,000 strong uprising. I could easily lower that. Actually, I have just put troops there. 10,000. Sounds like being more movement. Oh yeah. A few more nations have declared independence again. I can invest in the new technology. This is my admin one, so I've got no ideas to take admin wise, so I might as well take that. Modern theocracy. The development of the social structure is not exclusive to the aristocracy. The clergy too have to improve their internal governance. This will assist in the development of modern thought in our country. So it allows theocracy, another group of ideas. So I will choose an admin group for this one. And I might go humanist. Money's pretty good. Trade's doing pretty good. Religion isn't an issue. Humanist would be good for my future expansion, so I'm going to take that one. Humanist ideas. In the meantime, rebellion's gone up to 70%. Mongolia, they've got no allies at the moment. I do want to I want to take more of Japan's land though while it's quite weakened. As I said before, just waiting for this to sort itself out. Actually pull these troops out while I'm waiting. Another diplomatic idea. Postal service. With communications being what they are, it is difficult to ensure that our diplomatic dispatches arrive in a timely fashion. Creating a network of post offices and courier rest stops will make it easier for our voice to be heard in distant lands. So it reduces envoy travel time. That gives you another diplomatic relation. So that's another alliance, another vassal. Something like that. I've got the next national idea. Geo-Buxion. The need to defend our coastline is important, and to this end we have developed the turtle ship. These heavily armoured behemoths will ensure that our fleets are able to protect our coastlines. So my ship durability is going to increase by 5%. 80% now for these rebels. Almost there. Once it gets to 90, I'll put the troops back into Urkan. Got 2 new cultures now, but none of them have any great development. It's only 2%. Oh, there's 90. Moving up. Hopefully it gets there in time. Oh. The bourgeoisie request privileges. The bourgeoisie class has grown increasingly resentful of the power of the noble families, and particularly the lack of opportunities in the higher ranks of government. Their only route into power is to marry into poor but well-titled noble families or pry open positions into government circles. I'm going to lose admin power or diplo power. Well, I guess I'll lose admin, so I've got more of that spare. Alright, they will get to Urkan just in time. 90%, now I'm just waiting for that to tick over. And then it's got to make up 200 more ducats and I've completed the mission. So should be good timing. Can't make a claim there. No more claims to make in Yamana. Kono, I've got the whole island to make claims on. Start with Iyo. Toza. And do all 3 into Awa. Okay. More discoveries on the map. Etchison, where's Etchison? Oh, it's up here. In Hyuga. It's down there. Definitely need that claim. So I'm going to sing a lot more now of Eastern Europe. Ottomans haven't spread too far yet. Muscovy's still Muscovy. They haven't turned to Russia yet. Looks like Muscovy hasn't really expanded out much at all. It's strange. Delhi's really pushing in on. In the meantime, I'm still here at 90%. These missionaries are going to finish this job before it even ticks over. And I just lost a rival. I've got no possible rivals. Okay. How long until it forces me to choose Ming as a rival? That's the question. There we go. And that is all the rebellions put away. So once this army has replenished, I will reduce my army maintenance and try and get to that 2 grand mark. Send out another missionary. Might as well start now. I can still replenish even at lower maintenance. And it's almost time for another war. As long as the Ming stays bright green, that's the main thing to me. Because they're my ally. Another idea has opened up. This is the final military idea. So I'll take that. Noble connections. The various mercenary groups of this continent are often headed by lesser nobles. By befriending the nobility, we can make use of their network of contacts to seek out more and larger groups of mercenary soldiers. Just saw Ming collect another chunk of land. And I've completed the aristocratic chain now. So my leader siege gets a +1 bonus. One more left of diplomatic. Now I want to start systematically controlling Japan. So I'm going to start by claiming these 2 islands as my next target. Which means a spy network in Shoni. Alright, our king in is an obsessive perfectionist, which means construction costs on buildings is increased by 10%. After this month, my armies will be fully restocked. I'm going to go all out. Try and make as much money as I can in the shortest possible time. I'm going to slow down my missionaries to do that. The royal marriage with Yusugi is ended. So I'm making just shy of 10 ducats a month. We don't really need... Agricultural revolution. We have managed to increase our agricultural production by implementing new farming techniques for plantations, irrigation and land property organizations, and thereby bring higher tax income to our state. So Pyongyang can get a boost somewhere. What's Pyongyang best at? It's 333 so far. Seems to be benefiting mostly from tax, so I'm going to raise taxes even higher. Okay. The military ideas of Zhonghu. Throughout her life, spanning back to her time in Huangju, Zhonghu has developed a good grasp of military strategy, enabling her to participate in many discussions on the topic. Her senses are clearly governed by reason, while her ideas often concern the troops as a whole, and how best to care for the men themselves, for the human being behind the warrior's mask. This has led to our generals often holding the thoughts of the Queen Consort in high regard. I get 50 military power out of that. Excellent indeed. Alright. So in 6 months I will have, or maybe 7 months, I will have completed the 2000 ducat mission. But in the meantime, I'll probably end this episode here. There's a royal marriage with Yusugi. It's back on. I anticipate next episode will be a return to war. Just the question is who? Jian Shao or Japan? Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate the support, and I hope to see you again next time. Take care out there.